Good day, good people. We are going to use Cricut Design Space to create what you saw at the beginning of this video. Thank you for joining me for another video here on the SVG Tuts YouTube channel. I am Phaedra Dion, owner and lead educator here at SVG Tuts. So let's go to Cricut Design Space and we will click on New Project and we will go to Shapes and we will choose the free oval. And let's duplicate this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to pull out one of these ovals, and this is going to be the head of my bunny. So I will label it as such. And the dimensions I want on this are about 2.9 by 2.4. So I'm just going to go up top and put in 2.9 by 2.4. That's going to be my bunny's head. And then let's use another oval to make the bunny's body. But what we need to do is we need to rotate it. So I'm going to hover over any corner and I'm going to rotate. And as I start rotating, I'm going to hold down the shift key. And now I have the oval at a 90-degree angle. I can see that up here. I also could have just typed in 90 degrees. After clicking it, I could have gone up here and typed in 90 degrees and hit enter, and it would have done the same thing. And so let's go up top to size and unlock the box. And we're going to give the width at 4.2, and we're going to do the height at 3.4. That's going to be our bunny's body. And I'll change this to body. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's above or below the bunny's head, because when we weld all this together, you won't be able to tell. So just scooch it up to where it looks good to you. And then let's select both of these and let's go to align and let's align horizontally. And we can actually go ahead and group that so it stays aligned horizontally. Now let's get another oval and we are going to flip it 90 degrees. So I'll go up to rotate and put in 90 and hit enter. Now let's change the size. I'm going to go up to size and unlock the proportion. And my width is going to be 1.25 and my height is going to be 2.5. Looks like I got to rotate this thing again. So I'm going to lock my proportion and just rotate it one more time. And I'm going to duplicate this, and this is going to be my left ear and this is going to be my right ear. These are my bunny ears. I'm going to rotate the left ear toward the left and I'm going to rotate the right ear to the right. I'm going to hover over the corner, and as I rotate, I'm going to hold down shift because I want it to move in a 15 degree, and then I'm going to let go because I only want it to go 15 degrees, and then I'm going to do the other one. But this one is going to go to the left. So I'll hover over the corner till I see the broken arrow, and I'll start rotating and hold down shift, and there we go. Now what I want to do with these is I want to put them on the bunny's head where I think they look like bunny ears. And don't worry about one being behind the head and one being in front of it, because again, when we weld this, it won't matter. But what we do want to do is we want these to be the same height. Select them both, go to align, and then we're going to align the top, or you can align the bottom. It's up to you. I'm going to align the top and just make sure that they are the same height, and then I'm going to group them. And once I group them, I am going to choose the body group, and I am going to go to align, and I am going to center horizontally. And now that I have it all together, I am going to come down to the bottom right of Cricut Design Space. I'm going to click on the down arrow for the combine tool, and I am going to weld. There's my bunny. Now my bunny needs a tail. That's what this last oval is for. So we are going to click on that last oval. We are going to turn it white, and then we're going to go to size, and we're going to open the proportions, and we're going to make it 1 inch by 1 inch. And then we're going to bring the bunny's little cotton tail down to the bottom of its body. And I will either drag this above the weld result, which is going to be changed to bunny body, or you could have gone to arrange and brought it to the front. If you like your bunny's tail where it is, leave it where it is, but I'm gonna bring mine down some. I want it to be toward the bottom. Then I'm gonna select both the bunny's tail, and I'll name it bunny tail, and the bunny's body, and I'm gonna go to align, and I'm going to center horizontally. And now I have my first bunny. I am going to group this. Now we're gonna duplicate our bunny 4 times. So I'm gonna go up to duplicate and click 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll put these side by side. And I want them to be kind of close together. And then I'm gonna select all 5 bunnies, and I'm going to go to align, and I'm gonna either align to the top or align to the bottom, whichever one you wanna do. I'll align to the bottom, and then I wanna go back to align, and I wanna distribute horizontally so that the space between each bunny is the same. And then I'm gonna group my 5 bunnies. Now what I wanna do is I want a different color for each bunny. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to the group within the group and just click on one bunny. And that way I am isolating just the one layer that I want to affect. So I am gonna make my middle bunny green, and then I'll name this group green bunny. You don't necessarily have to name your groups, but I like to do that so I know what I'm looking at. I'm gonna go to the next bunny to the right of the green bunny, and I'm going to make that yellow, and then I'll name this yellow bunny. And then I'll go to my next group and click on bunny body. I spelled bunny wrong, forgive me. And I'm gonna make that a blue bunny, and I'll name it as such, blue bunny. And I'm gonna go to the next bunny body, and I'm gonna make this one purple, and I'll name it as such, purple bunny. And my last one is gonna be orange, so I'll choose this orange for my orange bunny, orange bunny. And then I'm going to close it all up and change the whole group to bunnies. And then what I'll do is I'll just make this smaller. I'll just bring it in from the corner and move it down some, because I want to put a word above and a word below. So I'll click away and I'll go to text, and I will type Hoppy, Hoppy, and I'll move this up to the top. And now I'm going to change the font. So I am going to go to the font, and I'm picking a free font called Favorite Font Collection. And there are 8 of them. The one we want is this one. And then we can close this. And let's go ahead and duplicate this, and it's going to go below, and we can go ahead and double click on it to change it to Easter. And you can add an exclamation point or not. And I am going to make this bigger. I want it to be the width of the bunny, so I'll pull it from the corner, and I want Easter to be the width of the bunnies also. And I'm going to select all 3 and go to align, and I'm going to choose center horizontally. Now what I want to do is I want to get rid of the blue in here, because I just want the outline. So I'm going to click away, and I'm going to click on this first one. And before I do anything else, I want to go ahead and curve the text. So I'm going to come down to the bottom left of Cricut Design Space, and I am going to just hit the minus a few times so that I can get it smaller, and I will select it all and drag it to the middle. And then I'll go back to Hoppy. I'm going to go up top to the curve, and I am going to curve this to the right. And notice that there's a line that's showing me how much I'm curving this. I can make a complete circle, but that's not what I want. I just want it to have like an arc. And I'm going to make the curve 45, and I'm going to scooch it up. Now, doing the curve for Easter, it'll be a little bit simpler because it'll just be negative 45. So I'll go up here, and I'll go the other way, and it's going to be a negative number. And at this point, I could just type it in, but I'm being a little lazy, so I'm not going to type it in, and I'll bring it down. Now what I need to do is I need to go to Advanced and ungroup the letters. letters. And then I'm going to come down to combine, and I'm going to choose exclude. And then I'm going to do the same thing for Easter. So I'll click it, I'll go to advanced, I'll ungroup the letters, I'll come down to combine, and I'll choose exclude. And with Easter still selected, I'm going to change the color. So I'll go up top to operation and change it to red, and I'll click on Hoppy and I'll change that to red as well. And sometimes you have to click away and go back to it. And I think I want Hoppy to be a little bit higher, and it should be still in a group. So let me do this as Hoppy and this one as Easter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all three, and I will do align and distribute vertically. And I think that looks good. And then I'm going to select it all. I'm going to group it, and I'll make it bigger. Now, I can do different things with this, but the one thing I want to note is everywhere you see a black border, this is where your Cricut is going to cut. So if you want this to be one object, you need to flatten it. And now we could put a box around it or an oval around it, print it out, and then cut it as one thing. Or we can just print it out on sublimation paper and put it on something. But we're done. And I'm going to go up and I'm going to choose save. And I am going to save this as Hoppy Easter SVG cut file. And that's it, y'all. If you have questions, leave me a comment. If you have comments, leave me a comment. If you need help, leave me a comment. And thank you so much for watching.